Even the strongest hearts have their limits, but Rasheeda had always been a woman of immense strength, grace, and resilience. However, the moment she had dreaded for years, after enduring endless highs and devastating lows with her husband, Kirk Frost, had finally arrived. The unrelenting cycle of betrayal, heartbreak, and lies had taken its toll, and this time, there would be no turning back. Kirk Frost, the man she had once believed she could trust completely, had crossed a line beyond repair. Despite all the reassurances and failed attempts at reconciliation, Kirk's actions had spoken louder than his hollow words, and it had all led to this breaking point. This was not the first time the whispers of betrayal had turned into harsh truths. Over the years, Rasheeda had uncovered Kirk's infidelity, particularly his secretive affairs with Jasmine Washington, the woman who had triggered the most recent wave of turmoil in their relationship. One fateful night, while Rasheeda was alone in their home, her phone became her worst enemy. The text messages exchanged between Kirk and Jasmine unfolded before her eyes. These weren't just flirtations, they were painful, gut-wrenching reminders of how little Kirk truly valued her. What was even more crushing was the realization that this was not a one-time mistake. Kirk had spent yet another night with Jasmine, a betrayal that had been so cruelly confirmed. Although Rasheeda had suspected this for some time, seeing the proof was a devastating blow, a brutal confirmation of all her worst fears. The pain was suffocating, yet amidst the chaos, she found an eerie sense of clarity. She had endured the roller coaster of their marriage, the highs, the lows, their business struggles, their children's milestones, the good times, and the dark moments. But the constant betrayal had stripped away the woman she once was. She would no longer allow herself to be the last to know, the last to face the truth. After every mistake, Rasheeda stood before the mirror, gazing into the reflection of a woman she barely recognized. At one point, she couldn't fathom life without Kirk Frost, but now, the weight of his lies had become unbearable. Her love for him hadn't disappeared overnight, but the respect she once had for their marriage, the very foundation of their relationship, had crumbled under the crushing reality of his betrayal. With a heavy heart but an unwavering resolve, Rasheeda packed her belongings the following morning. She chose not to fight for a relationship Kirk wasn't willing to fight for. She understood that this was the first step toward reclaiming her own peace and happiness. The life she had built with him was now a chapter she needed to close. Kirk had made his decisions, and the consequences were unfolding in the silence of her absence. When Kirk returned home to find the empty room where Rasheeda's belongings once lay, he was left to bear the full weight of his choices. The woman who had given him everything was gone, and his actions had sealed their fate. As Rasheeda walked away from the life she had shared with Kirk, she felt a freedom she hadn't known in years. Yet, it was too late. She had given him more chances than any person should, all while hoping, praying, that he would change, that he would finally choose her over his selfish desires. Leaving him behind wasn't just about closing a painful chapter, it was about reclaiming her life, her dignity, and her future. The road ahead was uncertain, but one thing was crystal clear. Rasheeda was no longer afraid to face it alone. With her newfound independence, she would tap into a strength that surpassed the pain that had once defined her love story. Her journey wasn't just about leaving Kirk behind. It was about rediscovering who she was, far more than the woman behind the man.
But like, he wanted to try to paint me out to be this crazy person that I'm not. But it's not the first time, and hopefully it'll be the last.
Yeah, so basically just trying to, number one, stop wasting my money on lawyers. So the amount of money that I sent you, that's the number you cool with, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna put an agreement together and we'll agree on that and we can end this lawyer.
Period.
Okay, so that's where I'm at.
All right. Well, there we have it.
But you haven't signed anything and he hasn't signed anything yet.
No.
Is that because are you guys still trying to work it out, or does it just make more sense for you guys to just be separated right now?
Well, the thing is, we've sat and had a conversation about trying to maybe not do it through attorneys and see if we can come to some type of agreement, that way. And at the same time, I also feel like, and it's not even the point of just trying to work it out, but I'm also like, I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, I pretty much kind of got the information, and am I ready to serve him with these papers? This is the first time something like this has happened in our marriage, and I'm feeling like, okay, you know, is the answer immediately, although it's all this crazy stuff that's happened, is the answer immediately divorce, you know, step into this place, or is it let's try to figure out if we're going to just separate and try to work out percentages, things like to that nature. So that's kind of where it is right now. Just maybe considering not having to do an actual divorce, but just at this moment, but just figuring out what we want to do and see if we want to go ahead and take it to the divorce line later, or you know, that may not be the case. As of right now, who's to say? My main concern ain't even just the fact of filing a divorce. It's just about trying to, you know, stay focused, not overstress myself, and get ready for this baby, whether he's a part of the situation or not.
We need to have a candid conversation.
Okay. Here we go. Rasheeda walked away the moment she saw me with her head down. Let's be honest, she can't even face me. But I'm not surprised to see that Kirk and Rasheeda made up. That woman will jump in the casket with him.
You don't know because you don't.
I do know. I'm not.
So the agreement was that you get Cannon the third weekend of every month. Do you do that?
No, we didn't really agree to that because the last.
It's signed on paper.
This is what I just want to say. It's not gonna ever be exactly what you want it to be. But
I
one
get
thing
that
you
now.
ain't gonna never, ever have to question or worry about is that boy getting the love and the same treatment as all the other kids when he's around.
Kirk ended up saying something flirty after Rasheeda stood up. It seemed like he was still messing with Jasmine behind the scenes.
I've always been concerned, and I've always loved him since the first day I heard
from you.
You don't have to hear from me because Cannon knows what's up. That's all that matters.
You understand why it's a little weird now?
But you know it's not weird. No, it's genuine.
Now all of a sudden.
I've always been there since I decided to forgive this. If I forgave him, I gotta take everything that comes with it, and that's Cannon. Y'all figure some out so we can get this boy on track like he need to be on.
We go with the book.
I can't believe this. What's going on right now?
Would she just pull up at your event like
Don't even.
your event?
I can't believe it. Like, you just pull up and you're here. Like, what bull are you on now? Like, what the is this? Of course, I don't want to hear. But if I say something to it, it's gonna cause a bigger scene. So I'm gonna ignore her ass and keep it moving.
You're here.
I'm here.
Who invited her?
I know her and I argued at Diamond's bachelor party the other day, but she came up to me and be nice to me, so I'm gonna be nice too.
Are you good?
I'm good.
But you know me, I'm cordial with her to get the tea. Are you gonna go over there and talk to Rasheeda? Because a conversation needs to be had.
I don't have nothing to say to that lady. I don't.
She don't technically owe her. She didn't take a vow.
You came to the party, so if you come to the party...
Who comes to a party and says like that?
Yeah, that
No, but why come at all?
I'm here tonight because I was invited. The easiest way to get rid of me is to tell the truth. I wasn't even gonna do this. I swear to God, I wasn't gonna out him nothing. I'm doing this because he tried to say that I come to the door in my birthday suit. And that is never the case. But since you wanna go there, let's go there. You wanna make me look crazy by your lies, I'm gonna make you look crazy by my truth. So that's all it is for me. Like, you took it there, and now let's go there.
Well, you're here, so are you gonna address the situation or not?
I don't feel like I owe her that. It's not my job.
Well, then I'm gonna go talk to Rasheeda and show her the receipts. Let me see your phone again.
You wanna see my phone
Yes,
again?
Yes, one more time.
The same message as the other day.
Yeah.
This is the text message between me and Kirk. He says, so-and-so amount if we... This is not a one-time thing. I'm telling y'all, this tried to me on several occasions. He's been proven time and time again to lie